Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Central Time, as we get to ride home with you in the afternoon. It's always fun to be with you. You can find us a number of ways. Radio, IC Radio, and you can find it at icradio.media. You can also find us on television, Channel 182 on Charter Communications. That's up in North Alabama. And then you can also find us on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Also wanted to thank the Gadsden Chamber of Commerce. Do you know they air this show every day? Right there in the lobby. You can see it out there. So we want to thank them for that as well. We're at the Gadsden Mall. Kaylie Johnson, and she's the general manager of the Gadsden Mall. And it's so many things we're going to be talking about. Such a success this past Christmas. So we're watching the Gadsden Mall grow. And then we also have my friend John Merrill, who was our former Alabama Secretary of State. And I'll tell you what, I always like to pick his brain when it becomes election time. So after the show, I want to talk to you. But anyway, he's with Waggoner Engineering right now. And you know all about engineering as well.
Absolutely, and we're doing a lot of work up here, and we're very excited about all the things that are going on in Etowah County, specifically in Gadsden, and that's in no small measure due to the work that Kaylie and her team are doing here at the mall, and their cooperation with Mayor Ford and the council, and how they've all come together and realized that there's been something missing for a while, and now it's back, and it's going to be better than ever before.
I think so. Just it's a team effort here. I'm seeing. As a matter of fact, Bobby Ledbetter with Twin City Used Car Sales decided to put it back in. Success the first week.
Yep.
So there's something going on right here in Gadsden.
I believe it with Bobby. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So let's talk about how your tie-in is here. You're making a success here in Gadsden.
We are, and it's all because of Mayor Ford and because of his openness and his eagerness to take Gadsden back to where Gadsden was in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s before the decline started in the 80s with the closing of the plant and some different things like that. But there's infrastructure improvements that have needed to be done for a long time, and we've been very fortunate to work on Black Warrior Parkway and then the area over here by Country Club Drive, and do some of that work as far as roads and bridges are concerned to improve transportation options and the things that are happening here. And it's very important to make sure that people understand whenever they're encumbered by the barrels that they see or by the tape that's directing you to go in one direction or the other, that there's a reason for that. And ultimately what it's going to mean is a greater level of efficiency and effectiveness for your transportation needs locally as well as for those people that come to visit. And Mayor Ford has dedicated the first part of his term to ensuring that people know there's a reason that the reinvestment in Gadsden is so important, and primarily that's to make sure that Gadsden returns to being that economic base, that center base for Northeast Alabama that it enjoyed for so long.
And it's happening too. I mean, and everybody's working together. Your Chamber of Commerce is absolutely awesome. We had a meeting this morning. Got to see one of my sponsors, Shepherd's Cove Thrift Shop. They were out there. And I'm going to tell you what, some really good folks around here making that happen. Let's talk I've got to brag about Christmas.
Speaking of good folks.
Speaking of which, so Christmas was Christmas this year.
Yeah,
It was. It really was. So what happened there?
You know, this is something, especially when we took over, I wanted to have Christmas explode a little bit more. So that's something that we're investing in. So, every year we're getting a little bit more Christmas. We're getting it, this year we had our food court, we had the balls that were hanging down. We had a few more extra Christmas trees. We had things that had been, locked up for about 10 years, brought out, repainted, redone. And then it was a great opportunity. We had 100%, all of our stores were full. But, the plus side to holiday is for people that are unsure about their business. They're not really sure, where it's going to take off, what the expectations are. It's really fun to get them to come in and be like, it's okay to take a chance, and, getting the carts filled up. And it was really fun to see every part of this mall completely filled with something. And it was nice. It was loud. We had the Dazzlers, we had Santa here. We had some very interesting creatures and animals that came to visit Santa. So that was...
I heard about a few of those. Did you ever get loose?
No, there was. The most fun one was a rat. It was a
Wait a
pet
minute,
rat.
I didn't hear about the rat.
Yes, it was a
Are you
pet
serious?
rat, and it had like the little elf, like little sweatshirt or something on. It was actually pretty cute. Not my cup of tea, but I thought it was adorable. But you know, the whole Christmas, just the atmosphere. We had a lot of holiday people that come every year, which we're very grateful for. Some of them brought additional businesses, some of them expanded, and then we had a bunch of new people too as well. But yeah, we had a wonderful Christmas holiday.
But you know, I don't think it needs to go without saying, and it surely, Donna, does not need to be lost, that as you visit other municipal areas around the state in our 67 counties where malls exist, and you see what those malls currently look like. And I'm talking about from Tuscaloosa to Birmingham to Huntsville, Mobile, Montgomery, as well as Anniston as a near neighbor here, that there is no place in the state where you have 100% capacity.
Correct.
And you need to be really proud of the great work that you've done. I know the people in the community are, but I think a lot of times they don't really appreciate the work that you've done. If they could visit these other communities like I do on a weekly basis and see the empty stores and see the lack of full capacity in these environments, they know we got something special here. And of course, that something special is Kaylie Johnson. But the mall and the work that your team are doing is just phenomenal, and you need to be commended for that.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. We
I think she does too, in more ways than one. And it's the team spirit I feel here. But I see the enthusiasm. The first time I met you, it was like, this girl's gonna make it work.
Well, you know, I worked here, 6 years previously, taking over here. Yeah, I've been here since 2016, so there were a lot of things that I saw from the outside, and I was like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. And now I'm in the position, I'm like, oh, I can do all this. So how do I make it happen? And a lot of it, is with, Craig and John and all of them, meeting them and knowing everybody and kind of outreach in the community. And it's just knowing someone from the grocery store or something, running into someone, you start having conversation, and everyone's willing to help here at Gadsden. I will say that if someone can help, they're going to help you out. Absolutely.
10 times amen to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like anytime you come up with an idea, I'll run to the Chamber of Commerce and talk to Philip Hall.
Yeah.
And I'll say, I've got another idea. And he'll go, wait a minute. Is that thunder? Well, no, I got an idea. But they will work with you, and that's what a community is all about. I want to see that all across the country.
Yeah.
I think we've had bad economies and, bad news, bad everything. But you don't really pay any attention to that. I mean, you want to know what's going on around you.
Right.
But I see you forging ahead, just like John. Same way.
Well, but part of what she does too, and you can see this by her patterns, is that she identifies areas of need and areas of desire. She does not try to put competitors in the mall. She tries to make sure she's filling a need where a vacancy's occurred, that people will say, oh yeah, well, we needed a shop like that, or we needed a store like that, or we needed a boutique that was a little unique and different. And so it complements the existing tenants, but it also lets people know that she's listening to what their needs are so she can meet their needs.
Yeah, and it's a trustworthy thing. It kind of bounces off of that. You're seeing a lot of stores that you're not going to see national account wise. You're not going to see the same store that you can see in every other single mall. So I think it's a trustworthy for people to bring a new business to test out. I'm like, okay, well, if this business can survive, then my business can too. And I understand, coming from retail, I've come from the bottom to the top, so I know, I understand. And I think that's great too. It's just being relatable.
That is, because if I had a business and I were presenting you with an idea and you had never done anything like this before, I would wonder, how is she going to help me?
Right.
She hasn't been there.
Yeah. I agree.
I think I'm going to start a business.
Bring it on. I got you.
Well, I already got one of them. But I'm just telling you, if you're thinking about come to Gadsden, you've got all this great beauty, you've got the water.
Yes.
I mean, you've got, and at night, when you're driving through at night, you see all those lights out there flickering on the water. It's a romantic place to be too.
Yeah, that's on the back side of the mall. And then, on the back side of the mall, we have a big project that Mayor Craig Ford announced on Thursday. Our movie theater. We're going to get a brand new movie theater, completely renovated. We're going to have the relaxing chairs, a bottomless popcorn, hamburgers and pizza, adult beverages. And so this is going to be extremely exciting. So exciting. excited for this.
And is it okay to talk about the seating? Because my husband is 6'2".
Yeah.
And he has a hard time going on an airplane.
Yeah.
He's like
Mine
big
is
man in a little
6'6". I totally understand. So these seatings, based upon what I've seen and my knowledge around them, they're going to be almost like recliners. You can completely recline. It'll have a tray so you can safely put your popcorn bowl and your drinks. You don't have to hold it in your lap or get butter stains on your pants.
Well,
I've done that a couple times. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. They've got little charging ports, that, you can charge your phone if your phone might be dying or, whatever, miscellaneous things you have. But I'm super excited about it. I think it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. We needed, much needed. Very, Ada, she's the general manager there. She's been there, I feel like she's been there forever, 10 plus years. So this is very well deserved for her too. She has stuck it in for the long haul. She's been with it through all the goods and the bads. So this is very well deserved for her too.
Can a person pick a seat?
Yes. So based on what I've told, if you want to, you can actually book your movies online, and you can actually reserve your seatings and where you want to sit. So if you want to sit at the top or the bottom or in the middle or the left or the right, it's your choice, your discretion. You can sit wherever you like. But
I'll find out where you're
seats.
sitting, and I'll sit directly behind you, and I'll just get like little pieces of paper and go.
Listen, you know what? Then you and my husband would get along because he's the one that's opening the candy at the wrong time. And I'm like, come on. He's opening the candy at the wrong time.
It finally gets quiet in church. Yeah, I hope he's the same way.
Yes.
Make that happen. Guys, we have to go into a commercial break. Can you believe half the show is already?
I know.
Okay, let's go into a break. We'll be right back in just a minute. Don't hang in there.
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Good afternoon. We are back. My name is Donna, and I am your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com.
I don't know how she remembers all of that when she's talking about all the
I'm
platforms
always
that she's
amazed
on.
every
It's just
single
like,
time.
and she's not
I don't
reading it,
have a
she's
lot.
just
You don't even
reciting
skip a
it.
beat,
It's
yeah.
I have no
amazing.
life. I have no life.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you've
have
been
a
on the
wonderful
podcast
life.
too. Yeah, you didn't know this. I didn't ask permission. I hope I didn't. Okay, this podcast.
I'm just thrilled anytime you call.
Okay, this podcast is where truth really matters. If you get your feelings hurt easily, don't listen to this podcast. Not just me. I'm telling you, there are some high energy talk show hosts on this one. They are absolutely awesome. So you got to make sure you check it out. And they're really awesome. Okay, so we're back at the Gadsden Mall, and I'm having such a good time. It just feels good. Thank you for all the hard work you've done here, Kaylie.
Thank you.
You really do. You know, I told you the first time I came in, you almost cried on your desk telling me about when I was a kid. And Christmas and all this kind of stuff. And then when I left, I thought, you know, that girl's going to make it happen. You are.
Thank you.
And
Thank
so,
you.
any new businesses coming in? If you told us you'd have to kill us, don't tell
there
us.
are some things that are coming that I can't say right now. You know, we've got Food City's grand opening tomorrow. Super excited. So we've got that. We've already talked about the movie theater. We do have some more. So I can't take their thunder away. I need those signatures first. But yes, there are some very exciting things. So there's a lot happening at one time. And, you know, it is exciting because that's a trickle effect of bigger and better. So that's how I look at it.
Okay, John, what's going on now with Waggoner Engineering?
Well, we continue to grow. When I started with our company, just now, it's been 1 year and 6 days ago, we had been in Alabama for 3 years and we had one client. And then after a year's worth of work and visiting all 67 counties for now the 11th year in a row and the 12th time overall, and as many of the 464 municipalities as I could get to, for a total of 618 visits during 2023. We have 14 clients that we're working with, and of course Gadsden is one of those, and we're trying to do additional work here with the utilities that are here, as well as other municipalities in the county and the county as a whole. But
is there any big projects in Gadsden?
you know, there are a lot of projects that are going on in Gadsden, and most of them have been announced recently.
Okay.
But I saw earlier today that there's just one more planned announcement after the other.
Yeah.
And the work that's about to start at Nakalula Falls is going
That's
to
exciting.
completely renovate that area, which has just been a major draw for folks for years and years and years. And it continues to be that way because they're not just sitting back and resting, they're trying to continue to improve everything that's here so people will know. It's just like when you get a new tenant. People are excited about the energy that's brought from that new tenant. Well, whenever there's a renovation that takes place, even in an existing area like Nakalula Falls, people are just thrilled. And when the water park is developed and when it starts to take shape, people will go crazy.
Yeah.
Because those have been successful all around the state, no matter where they've been.
Yeah, we saw that happening with the Honda company. Mayor Leon Smith, we were living in Oxford at that time. We're wondering why he was so excited to have the Honda company in Lincoln. You know, why not Oxford? Man, our town grew just from vendors.
Yeah.
We wanted to be associated with them. So, I mean, it's just like you said, when one thing happens, another happens. Let's talk to some towns out there. Maybe there's just, you know, they can't get excited. What would a town need to do, or a big city, what would they need to do and able to change?
Well, first of all, you have to have an openness and you have to have a mindset that you don't view it as competition. You view it as an opportunity to make your community better. So the overall goal is to improve the quality of life. And when you're able to do that through new investment, that naturally occurs. One of the things that we have seen in other parts of the state, I was just talking yesterday to the chairman of the county commission down in Houston County about some growth opportunities that they have and things they're trying to do. And Dothan is a hidden gem in our state as well. And I'll give you an example. So both of y'all, tell me the last time you were in the Wiregrass, specifically in Dothan in Houston County. How long has it been?
Never. I mean, forever.
2017. I
Okay.
helped on that Bath and Body Works.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
So it's been a while for you. And that's the thing about Alabama. And people look at Alabama and say, well, Alabama's not very big. Well, if you ride across Alabama, it takes you about 3 hours to get from one side to the other. If you go from the top to the bottom, it will take you 6.5 hours to get from the county line down up in Madison or Limestone down to Baldwin.
You can almost drive to New York.
And when it's, well, actually, if you leave Huntsville and you're going to Baldwin County, if you went north instead of south, you would be in Indianapolis in the same period of time. So people don't think about that being that big, but it is. And I mention that to you because in Dothan, they are continuing to grow and to expand and to explode. And so what communities need to have is you need to have an openness first, but you also have to have certain things in place. Infrastructure. That's not just roads and bridges, but it's also water, sewer. It's also educational investment. It's gas. It's all the things, power concerns that have to be met in order to make sure that when somebody expresses a goal to come here and to start a new business, industry, or retail operation, that they're going to be able to be accommodated.
Right.
And when you can show them that they will, people's enthusiasm level goes up. Then they start looking at quality of life issues like education, like water parks, like places to visit like museums, also having plays and concerts and things that are so very important.
Yeah, and have something for kids. You get the parents involved, get them all excited about it. That's why they go to other towns.
Entertainment. Yep. Entertainment.
Yeah, so lots of kid stuff going on here too.
Absolutely.
I have more fun than the kids have.
I can agree with that.
And your fishing tournaments and stuff like that too. I mean, that will bring the fishermen in.
Yep. I think that would be a good idea. Yeah. Do they have fishing tournaments here in Gadsden? Probably so.
No,
You ever go fishing?
I mean, Gunner's
You got fishing?
I don't really fish. Now, my brother-in-law, he's a competitive fisherman.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and he's won a lot of tournaments and a lot of money.
Does he
in
do
competing
local
like that.
competition, or does he
He'll
like
travel
see?
all around. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
People will. I mean, if you are a fisher person, I know you will. I say person, I love to fish.
Yeah.
It's fun.
We fished growing up and stuff, but I think I got to an age point just kind of like not, again, my cup of tea, so.
But friendly
watch people do
competitions
it.
on anything in a town is just going to help the town thrive.
Absolutely.
Gives you ambition. I feel like sometimes we've lost a little ambition in the world. And I love to see ambition. I love to see a kid
Yeah.
get ambitious about sports, reading, writing, whatever.
Yep. I agree.
Now, Gadsden, I wanted to mention too, because you have some wonderful colleges in this area. So what are your thoughts about what we're doing here?
Well, look, I think it's imminent that you have to have an agreement between the business community and the education community to tailor the instruction that's being given in the schools, whether it's K-12, whether it's post-secondary, whether it's higher ed. If it's not tailored to meet the needs of the business community so that you'll have workers that are able to go out and start competing, then you'll be left behind. And then that puts you in a very difficult spot as you're trying to move forward. If you're trying to catch up before you'll be able to grow and to provide that workforce. So Gadsden is doing a good job with that, with the JSU campus here in Gadsden, with the Gadsden State Community College investment, with the University of Alabama satellite location that's here. There's been so many investments made in higher education in Etowah County over the years that the Gadsden City School System, the Etowah County School System, the other school systems that exist in the county that are city driven are important to ensuring a quality education for that base that they're serving.
Absolutely. You know, if you're watching us right now, you're watching us through Abundant Television. Maybe you're in Texas. And you know, it's only about, my husband is from Houston, so I know how you Texas folks are. There's nowhere to live in Texas. But if you're anywhere and you're thinking about relocating a business, Alabama is a good place to come. And Gadsden would be a great place to come and build, maybe have a headquarters here. We would love to have you because our taxes are relatively lower than the rest of the country.
They are lower overall. We have the lowest tax base in the United States. Competitively speaking, that makes it attractive for business and industry that are choosing to locate here.
So, and that's just another reason. And then employees, you know, if we're here in the South, we know how to correct our kids and our grandkids if they don't do their jobs, right? My grandmother would still be after me if she were
Without question.
Oh, she would. But that's another reason you'll find folks who actually want to work and be proud of your place. I've had employees that if you didn't know any different and you were a customer walking in, you would wonder if they were the owner.
Right.
And those are the kind of employees you want to have out there as well. John, anything else a company or maybe might be looking for in a town like Gadsden?
Well,
What else would attract?
look, what you're looking for in that business climate and the opportunity to grow is people who are interested in welcoming you. And the mayor of Gadsden, Craig Ford, the outstanding council that we currently have here, the county commission, the other municipalities that exist, Atala, Southside, all over the county. Everybody is interested in growing and welcoming folks to come here. Rainbow City, they want to make sure that they are meeting the needs of those businesses and industries that want to grow and to expand. And a lot of times it can cause some level of heartburn for existing industry and business. But when they realize, when we remove the artificial boundaries that currently exist, that pool will grow and everybody benefits. Just like you were talking about Mayor Smith earlier in the city of Oxford. And at the time, Lincoln and Mumford were strictly in Talladega County. Now Mumford is part of Calhoun County as well, and Oxford is into Talladega County. So when you see that growth start to occur, it really helps people understand those artificial boundaries are just boundaries that we put up. When we're working together, I mean, you're going to shop wherever you can go get the best deal. And if you can convince people that you can get the best deal here, they're going to stay here. They'd rather stay here. But people will drive and go to work wherever they find a job. And so it's not necessarily in your town or your county or your part of the state. It's wherever you can go. And that's what we want to see more of. And this is a great place to do that.
Absolutely. Kaylie, we're about to have to call it a day. Anything you would like to tell the folks before we go?
Yes, I would. So, like I said previously, if you're a business that maybe you're just unsure about or not, always give us a call at the office, 256-547-0501. You can always email me too at kjohnson@Krigg Properties, and Krigg is K-R-I-G. I would love to answer any of your questions or concerns or anything like that. Or, if you just want to have any insight, if you think there's anything that we can do better here at the mall, I would love to get your feedback on that. But yeah.
John, with you, how can folks find any more information about
Well,
Waggoner
they
Engineering?
can look up our website at waggonereng.com, or they can call me on my cell phone at 334-328-2787. And we can talk about how we can meet your civil engineering needs and your quality of life needs that you have for your business and your entity or your family.
One more little thing. Real estate is very inexpensive here. And if you like farming, you can find a nice farm for a low price. Think about that too. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, John. Thank you, Kaylie, for being on the show with me today.
Thank you, Donna.
And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.